Rimac, new Navera, is that how you say it? Breaks the record for record breaking with 23 in one day. Now, that's pretty incredible. Now, to be fair here, this car is quite expensive. It's EV, it's fast. Rimac builds EVs. And I love the green and black they went with here for this vehicle. It looks sweet. But basically, including rocketing from a standstill to 400 kilometers an hour, 249, and back to zero. So all the way up from zero to 249 miles an hour, back down to zero in less than 30 seconds. Now, that is wild how quickly it's able to do that. Slowing down that quickly is arguably more impressive than actually getting up to that speed. Now, electrics can't yet take down gasoline fire monsters like the SSC Tuatera in an outright top speed challenge. Electric motors, extremely powerful. Once they hit their limit, they're kind of at it versus an engine. You can kind of keep pushing it compared to an electric vehicle, but you have less power throughout its, as you get farther up, you lose more and more like torque and stuff like that. Now, the Model S basically is amazing at doing this as well, and that is more of a family sedan versus a performance hypercar. But let's do this. The Navara hypercar has a 1,914 horsepower engine motor, which is pretty insane. Now, the performance kingpin of the EV world is Rimac, if you were wondering, and it holds the top speed for a production EV, which is 258 miles per hour, and smashed the production car quarter mile by nearly a full second on debut, which is wild. I believe the car that held that before was the Model S, or maybe the new Roadster. The new Roadster is actually something that could contend with this, which will be fascinating to see. Now, basically, there is a company that managed to break 4 of Rimac's acceleration records, but it did so using Rimac's motors. So, I guess it counts. But let's see here. The records that were broken here were pretty much all speed records. This car basically can insanely accelerate. And as you can see here, I'm not really sure how these are all read out, but I'm not really sure how to read racing or car things. But basically, all you need to know is it won in basically all of these. According to Rimac's press release, it now holds the title for most performance records broken in a single day. It effortlessly smashed existing benchmarks, running again and again under full throttle conditions without a single reliability issue or any significant loss of performance. Indeed, it even beat its own spec sheet, smashing the 0 to 60 mark in 1.74 seconds, where Rimac had advertised 1.85. Now, that is incredible. I kind of wonder if these are two different measurements that were going on. But nonetheless, some of these things are incredible. I don't know what most of these mean in kilometers an hour, but that doesn't really matter here. So standing mile from 0 to 100 is 3.3 seconds, which is astounding. From 60 to 130 is 2.99. This 0 to 200 is where the Model S, and we'll see what the Roadster is capable of, but would probably get smashed as of right now. Again, difference in a hypercar versus just a family sedan. So here's just a short, we're not going to watch this whole thing, but a little bit here of the Rimac accelerating. And you can see, this thing grips and flies. It is incredibly fast. And some of these metrics at the bottom here are pretty interesting. So you can see the speed here in the bottom left. The power we're using, not sure what SOC stands for off the top of my head, but the throttle's at 100, brake is at 0. I kind of want to see this guy slam the brakes and just see what happens here when he hits them. Look how little he's having to adjust for anything right now. But yeah, incredible what this car is capable of. Braking 100%, and man, that thing stops quick. These must be two different ways of measuring. But yeah, these are insane numbers to put up with a car, and it's great to see that Rimac's trying to beat Tesla out with something.